Okay, so welcome back to our second panel discussion this morning. Now, the focus of this panel is to explore solutions for employment through entrepreneurship that can provide women over 55 with opportunities to claim back economic self-autonomy and their visibility within the economy. Joining me for this discussion, I have Pauline Fetaui. Pauline is General Manager of River City Labs, which is an incubator for Queensland Tech's startup ecosystem. Pauline has personal experience in the entrepreneurial space, launching Chiho, a personal assistant and organiser app in 2019. We also have joining us Heidi Mathieson. Heidi is currently Manager of Advancing Women in Business Employment, Small Business and Training for Queensland Government. Through this initiative, Heidi empowers and enables and connects women in business. In her previous role as Manager of Office for Women, Heidi provided advice on policy and strategy to address inequality, disadvantage and gender issues across Queensland. And am I making you sound fabulous? No, that's the idea.
Can I just take you around everywhere?
And finally, we have Dr. Dhara Shah. Dhara is a Senior Lecturer and Deputy Director of Engagement in the Department of Business Strategy and Innovation at Griffith University. Dhara is also the lead on the project Sisters Support Business Together, which aims to improve outcomes for women over 50 who are under or unemployed, have poor future financial security and are at risk of homelessness but are keen to work. Okay, so three fabulous women to take us through our journey over the next half an hour or so. Now, a key outcome of the forum today is to present to Queensland's Chief Entrepreneur, Leanne Kemp, solutions to enable women over 55 into employment through entrepreneurship. Now, everyone is being asked to contribute to this exercise with opportunities to record your ideas on, I think Post-its have been distributed around the room, and there's also an opportunity to do this on Vox Pop as well. But to kickstart us and unleash our collective creativity in this space, I'm going to ask each of our panel members to provide an example of an entrepreneurial initiative to enable women over 55 to claim back their self-autonomy, their economic power, but more importantly, their visibility. And bear in mind that we are running out of time.
Well, I personally would like to see a lot more social enterprise where people get together, especially I actually heard of a place in Melbourne where they work a little bit on the reverse garbage type model, where they get lots of industrial waste or things that are being kind of discarded and thrown away, and they turn it into art, wearable art, clothing, they turn it into furniture. It'd be great to have, a place where people could kind of go and use their artistic skills and turn it into something that, makes an income. I don't know about the scalability of a project like that, but I just think that when people get together and kind of toss their ideas around and think about how collectively their skills can, come together and support each other, that some really great things can happen. You were talking about internships. Like, there's some good government programs that could be used in a different way, like the Skilling Queenslanders for Work initiative, for example. There's a lot of women out there kind of being employed in community services, and these are programs that get funding to employ people, helping them re-enter the workforce, but they might be focused on childcare, hospitality. It'd be great to see something like that happen in the IT industry. Probably doesn't happen now. So kind of using existing government programs and kind of applying them in a new way that can help a broader group of people. That's worth exploring as well.
Dhara?
Thank you. I think just from my experience, what I have seen is women actually coming together and doing something. So we actually, that's what the project is, Sisters Supporting Business Together, is we get women with different skills, you know, and people who work together, come together and either start a business together, you know, capitalize on your own skills. And sometimes if you don't have that confidence, oh, I'm not sure how do I actually work with the finance, for example, then if there is somebody who's got that finance knowledge, bring them on board. And 2 or 3 women coming together and starting something. Coffee cart is a great idea. We've had some other projects where there is online retail businesses, which are pretty simple and not as simple as, you know, that, but they are much easier to do. You don't have to go out and try to look for customers. You know, online retail has become quite an easy way to do business as well, once you learn some of those skills. So yeah, those are just some of the ideas.
I did think about this long and hard, and I did write some things down. These are some of the gaps that I'm seeing in some of the skills that are needed to help businesses grow. So you may be thinking about ideas in the back end, but I think if we can structure mentoring in a way that focuses on this particular group, I think that would be beneficial. If we can do internship placements, the precinct is a #1 spot for startups and incubation of growing businesses. The Queensland Government own that, Advanced Queensland. The Chief Entrepreneur's Office is located on level 2. They've got 80 programs currently focused and pointed towards innovation and grants that startups can get. I couldn't find any that focused on people who are founders already at a later stage rebuilding a business. They should repurpose, to your point, some of that funding towards that. Not just the funding, it's the support and the free mentorship that comes with it. So things like a boot camp or a hackathon, not in the traditional sense. I don't know if anyone's heard of a hackathon here, but hackathons are basically where you go into like a sweatshop is what it looks like to me, but sweatshop for a weekend and you get tortured to achieve these gazillion things. I'm not obviously a fan of it that much, but we do run, we're not running any of these this year except for some students, but something like a boot camp is a little bit more reasonable, where you can come in and access and have a framework where you get access to people who are doing it, or you get access to mentors to generate ideas. So if we could come together and actually generate ideas of what you, based on your strengths, so based on what you can offer back to the community and actually then fund it, we would work out how to commercialise that. So that's something I think the government could do with some of that funding. The other things was e-commerce you mentioned, so e-businesses and online businesses. It's pretty easy to set up an Amazon shop today. You actually go to their website and you start navigating through. There's a lot of people making money on the back of Amazon. It does take a little bit of patience and resilience to work through it and just actually execute and do it, rather than thinking about it to start an e-commerce shop. It's not for the faint-hearted, but we're all not faint-hearted, so we can do it. Writing and freelancing, so freelancing in writing. So a lot of people I know, and obviously females, are very good at storytelling, collaborating and actually helping founders or startups with copywriting. Copywriting is actually writing for them, and storytelling, writing blogs. You can sit at home and write a blog based on your knowledge and experience without anyone having to interfere with that. Anyone can publish a blog these days. Technically, having help to publish a blog, go and get some students or get some access to some of the educators in the room, or get some of the support frameworks around us. I do encourage writing blogs to actually get another way to actually hone in on what your strengths are. Community on the housing entrepreneur, I really think that's something there for Queensland Government to investigate. The person I spoke to yesterday is Draper, Entrepreneurship Housing. They also visited the Queensland Government yesterday, so I'd be interested to see where they could go and take that to actually give some housing opportunity or accommodation for people who are starting to want to get into doing an idea and actually can have access to accommodation funded by the government. And that would help us use our innovation budgets a bit better, because the actual success likelihood of females over males at an older age running a business in the age of 50, the statistics shows you're more likely to succeed.
Yeah. Great, thank you, Pauline.